Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. My name's Marissa and today I am doing a bookish video, but not your typical bookish video. So this one is of course titled Why I Hate Book Synopsis. And I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I utterly disdain book synopsis. For the first thing, they're usually never about the main meat of the story, which I guess is kind of understandable because you don't want to give away too much of the plot, you don't want to give any spoilers, you don't want to lead people to conclusions, but what it does say in the synopsis is usually vague and ridiculous, and half the time I'm like, that's not even right, or something like that doesn't even happen. And then the other thing is, the major thing for me is it doesn't give you the feel of the book. It doesn't give you how rich the environment is, or how distinct the characters are, or you know, what the world feels like, or what it feels like to actually live there. It doesn't give you that feeling that reading the book actually does. And I think and I wish that book synopsis kind of gave you a little more of a slice of that, like evoked some more feeling. And I think that's the problem with a lot of book synopses, is that they just don't evoke any feeling. It's just supposed to be a general overview, but I know whether I like a book or not based on how I'm feeling while I'm reading it. And so I have a problem going into a bookstore and reading the back of any book and saying, oh yeah, I want to pick this up, because nothing sounds good. Because it doesn't make me feel anything. So consequently, this is why I found a lot of new books via BookTube, just listening to people talk about it, because of the feeling that it evokes in me listening to them tell me about this book. And you know, when somebody is passionate, it comes through, and when they're describing how, you know, this author uses prose to describe the world around him, it just makes me want to pick up this book. And unfortunately, the book synopses really just don't do that for me. I'm kind of wondering if anybody else out there feels the same way, because I very rarely, when I go into the bookstore, I'm looking for books that I've heard of, that I've seen on BookTube, or that are on my list to buy, because I don't really want to pick up a book that I've never heard anything about before, because chances are I'm not going to like it, and I'm not going to like the synopsis on it. So, yeah. So I did come up with a couple of examples, so I'm going to read a little bit of the synopsis to you and then tell you how I felt when I was reading the book. Okay, so the first one is A Court of Thorns and Roses, and this is by Sara J. Maas, of course, and so here's a little bit of the synopsis. Feyre's survival rests upon her ability to hunt and kill. The forest where she lives is a cold, bleak place in the long winter months, so when she spots a deer in the forest being pursued by a wolf, she cannot resist fighting it for the flesh. But to do so, she must kill the predator, and killing something so precious comes at a price. Dragged to a magical kingdom for the murder of a fairy, Feyre discovers that her captor, his face obscured by a jeweled mask, is hiding far more than his piercing green eyes would suggest. Feyre's presence at court is closely guarded, and she begins to learn why. Her feelings for him turn from hostility to passion, and the fairylands become an even more dangerous place. Feyre must fight to break an ancient curse, or she will lose him forever. So, overall, I do think it was a good description of what happens in the beginning of the book. It gives you to about the midway point. It doesn't describe the intricacies. It doesn't describe the relationship that she builds with the people at court. It doesn't, I mean, passion, desire, it doesn't really give you this full-fledged, deep feeling of love that she comes to feel for the people around her. It doesn't evoke anything for me, and it doesn't describe how rich the world is and how beautiful these fairylands are supposed to be, and you know, the gardens and the water features, and you know, the animals and things like that. It just doesn't give you anything really to work off of and get a feel for. So the next book that I want to talk about is Docile by KM Sparra, and this one is, again, I'm going to read the synopsis to you. There is no consent under capitalism. Docile is a science fiction parable about love and sex, wealth and debt, abuse and power, a challenging tour de force that that it turns seduces and startles. To be a docile is to be kept, body and soul, for the uses of the owner of your contract. To be a docile is to forget, to disappear, to hide inside your body from the horrors of your service. To be a docile is to sell yourself to pay your parents' debts and buy your children's future. Elisha Wilder's family has been ruined by debt, handed down to them from the previous generations. His mother never recovered from the Docile she took during her term as a docile, so when Elisha decides to try and erase the family's debt himself, he swears he will never take the drug that took his mother from him. Too bad his contract has been purchased by Alec Bishop III, whose ultra-rich family is the brains and money behind Docile and the entire Office of Debt Resolution. When Elisha refuses Docile, Alex refuses to believe that his family's crowning achievement could have any negative side effects and is determined to turn Elisha into the perfect docile without it. So, this doesn't give you the desperation, the fear, the loathing that comes from these characters, and it doesn't give you the entitlement of the rich characters, and it doesn't give you the intricacies of the relationship between Alex and Elisha. And you know, I don't expect it to full-fledged go out there, but again, I just want a little slice of the feeling that you're going to get from this book. And I really think that's something that's lacking, and I'm not saying, by no means am I saying that I could write these any better. I know I probably can't, but I'm just saying that this is what I wish could happen. This is like my ultimate fantasy, is that reading a synopsis would give you the feeling that you're going to get from reading the book, and I just think that they missed the mark. There's very few book descriptions I've read out there that make me feel anything. So maybe it's just me. Who knows? I might just be completely and utterly insane. So anyway, let me know down in the description box your feelings on book synopses. Love them, hate them, somewhere in between, don't really care. Let me know down in the comments. We can have a conversation about it. And anyway, that is all I have for you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching my video. I upload every Wednesday and Saturday, and I would really love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe my videos. Have a great day.